Breaking news coming out of Hollywood tonight. One of the entertainment industry's strangest financial scandals is back in the spotlight. A director accused of scamming Netflix out of millions of dollars. A failed project that burned through enormous budgets. And now, one of Hollywood's most respected actors, Keanu Reeves, is stepping in and asking for mercy. But why would a global superstar defend a man facing years behind bars? And what exactly happened to all that money? Stay with us, because this story has missing millions, courtroom drama, blacked out documents, and questions that still don't have answers. Welcome back everyone. Today we are breaking down the shocking case surrounding director Carl Rinsch, best known for directing 47 Ronin, who now faces possible prison time after being convicted in a major fraud and money laundering case connected to Netflix. But this isn't just another Hollywood legal battle. This story includes millions of dollars, broken promises, mental health questions, and an unexpected letter from Keanu Reeves himself. So let's break down exactly what happened. Several years ago, Netflix invested heavily into an ambitious science fiction project called White Horse, later renamed Conquest. The streaming giant reportedly believed the show could become a major franchise. Director Carl Rinsch was given significant creative control. Money flowed. Production started. Expectations exploded. But then problems began appearing. Delays grew. Production became chaotic. And despite huge spending, the project reportedly failed to move toward completion. Then things became even worse. Investigators later claimed millions were mishandled while the project continued collapsing behind the scenes. And eventually, Netflix pulled the plug entirely. Imagine this for a moment. A company invests tens of millions. Years pass, and there's still no finished show. How does something this big fall apart? Here's where this story becomes unbelievable. Prosecutors argued that after receiving massive funding, additional millions were requested for production-related needs. But instead of saving the project, the situation reportedly spiraled further. Court battles followed. Arbitration followed. Criminal charges followed. And last year, Carl Rinsch was found guilty. Now sentencing is approaching. And federal guidelines could mean serious prison time. So most people expected the next headlines to be simple. Convicted director prepares for sentencing. Instead, Hollywood got a surprise. Keanu Reeves entered the story. The actor, who worked with Rinsch during 47 Ronin, submitted a personal letter asking the judge to consider leniency. Not acquittal. Not innocence. Leniency. That distinction matters. According to Reeves, Carl Rinsch has a tendency toward what he described as self-sabotage. He suggested that Rinsch sometimes expanded situations beyond control and created conflict around himself. Now this raises an important question. When friends speak during sentencing, how much should their words matter? Should personal relationships influence justice? Or should financial crimes be viewed only through evidence and outcomes? Those questions are now part of a much bigger conversation. But perhaps the strangest part of this case isn't the money. It's what we still don't know. Reports suggest large sections of court filings remain heavily redacted. Entire portions hidden from public view. Why? Some sources believe defense lawyers may focus heavily on mental health arguments during sentencing. And if that happens, the entire direction of this case could change. Because courts often face difficult questions. Where does accountability end? Where do personal struggles begin? And how should justice balance both? Those answers may decide Carl Rinsch's future. Meanwhile, Netflix reportedly walked away after writing off massive losses connected to the abandoned project. Years of development. Millions spent. No completed series. No success story. Just lawsuits, investigations, convictions, and now sentencing. Prosecutors are expected to argue for serious consequences. Defense attorneys want compassion. And Hollywood insiders are watching every move. Because this case isn't only about one filmmaker anymore. It's become a warning story about money, power, trust, and creative control. So now we ask you, should judges consider personal struggles and support letters from friends? Should financial crimes involving millions automatically mean prison? And what role should mental health play in sentencing? Drop your opinion below. Because this story is far from over. Carl Rinsch's sentencing is approaching. Keanu Reeves has made his position clear. And soon, a judge will decide what happens next. Subscribe for more breaking entertainment news, courtroom updates, and Hollywood stories making headlines worldwide.